Konnichiwa from BA. This is a Rorschach Japan update from the 6th of March 2025. A quick summary of what's going down in Japan. The forest fires in northern Japan continued to spread until Thursday, the 6th of March, and proved to be the country's worst wildfire in 50 years. The fires burned 2,900 hectares in Ofunatu, Iwate Prefecture, northern Japan, damaging 80 buildings and killing at least one person. Nearly 4,500 residents had to evacuate. Military helicopters and 2,000 firefighters spent over a week trying to put out the fire, but it was really hard because so much of the forest was dry from record low rainfall last month. Roki Sasaki, a baseball star who had gone to high school in Ofunatu, donated 500 bedding sets and 10 million yen, which is $67,000, to help evacuees. Rainfall that began on Wednesday the 5th helped to stop the fire from spreading, but didn't put it out entirely. Firefighters and helicopters resumed efforts on Thursday the 6th, and it now appears to be under control, although authorities have not yet made an official announcement. Separate, smaller fires broke out in two other prefectures, Yamanashi and Nagano, both in central Japan. In Yamanashi, a fire started in late February when a resident was burning dead grass. The blaze burned 120 hectares, and it was not extinguished until Monday, the 3rd of March. Fortunately, no one was injured. Around the same time, on Saturday, the 1st of March, a forest fire broke out in Nagano, and the city government had to call helicopters from neighboring prefectures to help put it out. The fire injured at least one person, a resident in his 70s. If only fires were the only reason for anxiety. On Friday, the 28th of February, Teikoku Data Bank, which keeps tabs on almost 200 major food manufacturers, said that the price of over 2,000 food and drink items would likely increase by an average of 16% in March. Processed foods will see the most increases, with over 1,000 items impacted. The price increases are mostly because of the weak yen, rising costs of raw materials, and higher logistics and labor expenses. This marks the fourth year in a row with over 10,000 price increases. The total for 2025 might even end up with over 20,000 items suffering price hikes, which is way more than the 12,500 items in 2024. Speaking of prices going up, Karuizawa, a resort town in Nagano Prefecture, announced on Thursday the 27th of February that it plans to introduce an accommodation tax in June 2026. The tax will apply to tourists staying in hotels and inns, with rates varying by accommodation cost. Visitors may pay an additional 300 to 800 yen per night, equivalent to an extra of $2 to $5. The tax will likely make an extra 700 to 900 million yen, which is $4 to $6 million every year. The town hopes to use the extra money to make the town look a little better by burying power cables underground, and also to make it easier for tourists to use the local medical system. Nagano Prefecture as a whole is thinking of creating a similar tax that will apply to all of its towns and cities, not just Karuizawa. Some places implement taxes, while others, like Russia, bandy with bans. On Monday, the 3rd of March, Russia's foreign ministry announced that it has indefinitely banned 9 Japanese citizens, including Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi. The ministry said it did this in response to the sanctions that Japan has been imposing for the past 3 years over Moscow's actions in Ukraine. The other 8 people on the list include Japan's ambassador to Ukraine, former ambassadors, senior officials, and business leaders from major Japanese companies. Of course, this isn't anything new, since Russia has banned 460 Japanese individuals over the past 3 years, including the Prime Minister. In an update to a story from previous shows, a Hyogo Prefectural Assembly panel announced on Wednesday the 5th that it found some truth in the allegations of power harassment against Motohiko Saito, the Hyogo governor. The panel's report criticized the prefectural government's handling of a whistleblower document, saying they were not objective or fair, and also said that the governor should take the report more seriously. The assembly endorsed the report, though some members opposed it. Saito accepted the findings but defended his actions as necessary for governance and apologized to those who felt offended. A kind of, "I'm sorry that you felt that way" response. However, some users on Twitter raised questions about how long the prefectural assembly was going to keep bringing up this case. They said that the people of Hyogo had already decided to re-elect him and that there were far worse politicians out there. People were also concerned about some bullet train services being suspended on Thursday the 6th after two coupled bullet trains, meaning that they were traveling while connected to one another, disconnected near Tokyo. Fortunately, no one was injured. This isn't the first time it's happened. The train company, JR East, is going to stop coupling bullet trains for now until they figure out why the trains disconnected and they can put some preventive measures in place. In entertainment news, Mino Monta, a record-breaking Japanese TV presenter, passed away at the age of 80 on Saturday the 1st of March. Born Norio Minorikawa, he began his career as a radio announcer in 1967 before becoming a freelance TV host in 1979. In 2006, he earned a Guinness World Record for the most hours of live television appearances in a week. Normally, that would be the end of this story, but on Sunday the 2nd, a day after Monta died, two unknown suspects broke into his house in Kamakura, Kanagawa Prefecture, Eastern Japan. Police found the basement ransacked and security cameras captured two suspects wearing hoods. They are still looking for the suspects, but believe that it was a robbery done by people trying to take advantage of Monta's passing. Online, many fans mourned his passing, talking about how he brightened up the shows that he presented for. Meanwhile, despite spring-like weather last week in central and eastern Japan, with Tokyo at 22 degrees Celsius or 72 degrees Fahrenheit, temperatures dropped on Monday the 3rd to 6 degrees Celsius or 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and snow fell heavily in many places. Cold weather and heavy snow continued throughout central and eastern Japan until Thursday the 6th. In tech, Japan's aging population and caregiver shortage have spurred the government to fund the development of AI-driven robots like EREC, a 150-kilogram or 330-pound humanoid prototype designed to help with elderly care. EREC can help patients roll over to prevent bed sores, help them sit up, and even do household chores. With Japan's declining birth rate and high demand for caregivers, many see technology as a way to help address the issue. Experts predict EREC may be ready for use by 2030 at around 10 million yen, which is around $67,000. On a happier note, cherry blossom season is coming soon, and to celebrate, the Hataoka Hachimen Shrine in Tokyo will hold a cherry blossom festival and traditional Japanese culture event on the 30th of March. The shrine will host several different types of traditional performances, various food stalls on the shrine grounds, and a special tea ceremony on the second floor of the shrine. The performances are free to watch, but there is a fee for the tea ceremony, which you have to book in advance as there is limited capacity. The shrine is a short 2-minute walk from Ebaramachi Station, which is easily accessible through several train lines. For more information, check out the Shinagawa Tourism Association website, link in the show notes. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But don't worry, subscribing to the Rorschach Japan Update is absolutely free. By subscribing, you can help us grow and keep making the updates that you love. Listen to our updates on your favorite podcast platform. Matane!